Hi. Welcome back. We are on the last little bit of One Finger Death Punch, especially as the sequel is only a couple of days away from coming out. So we got better get this finished, eh? So let's get that going. And it's straight in with the Nunchaku round. Which, of course, I've mentioned before, is actually a bit easier than your usual one. Now, this is 100 and something people. And of course, you don't get your skills. That's the one thing that's worth mentioning. You don't get any power-ups or anything. So, and again, that just makes it more pure, doesn't it? I'm never quite sure what that grid is meant to represent. Is it in the background? Is it some kind of matrixy kind of illusion, or oh god, concentrate. This is actually feisty. Or has it got more to do with Bruce Lee and Fist of Fury? It reminds me a little bit of a dojo, not much. God, I got really beaten up. This is terrible. Come on, we got to step it up. I've got to go into turbo mode for this. Yeah, that's more like it. Oh god. Oh dear, I'm going to get duffed up by the boss. Oh, so that is the first time I've been beaten. So in one of these Nunchaku or sword rounds. So we better get our shit together, right? Yeah, right. God, it seems so slow, doesn't it? It does. It seems like I'm playing in glue at the moment. Come on, dudes. Step it up. I think I had a bit of a ramp up, didn't it? Oh, here we go. Yeah. I'm being very quiet because I'm trying to concentrate. Actually, I'm zoning out is what it is. And not focusing on the screen at all and just looking at those bars in my peripheral vision. Ouch. Right. Okay, boss dude. Yeah, you suck. You suck. I duffed you up. But I didn't get my perfect. I got beaten up. Shocking, really. So we have a time level. Oh, we got two difficult options. So let's just go here. I think this is the good old defender round, which I prefer much more than the throwing rounds. Now, just for the record, I'm not sure that if when we beat that final boss, it considers this mode finished. Because when I first played it through all of this, I actually finished the every single level, which was, you know, maybe it was a bit masochistic, but at the same time, I bloody love this game, so I just wanted more death punching, so that was really easy. So I think the knife throwing one, if I remember rightly, the knife throwing one above, that one there was fucking awful. I had to do it about 20 times because it was a really specific sequence. Or it did you over. So again, speed round. We've got to do lots of chasing. Really fast. You get a chance every now and again to compare the time at the enemy count and hope that you're starting to get ahead. Couldn't afford a hit there. Oh, 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Nice. We're getting pretty close to the final bit. So we got a light sword round, and then it's that final boss guy. 160. It's all go, isn't it? So, of course, naturally, once I get One Finger Death Punch 2 up and running, I am going to be doing videos for that too. Because I don't know if you've seen it's worth just having a look at the Steam page for it, just to see some of the trailers. It looks fucking mental. Absolutely mental. So, really looking forward to getting my teeth into that. And I should think, hopefully, this little kind of long-term run through One Finger Death Punch will give me some nice training, so I'll be able to hit the ground at full speed. This is going to get really tasty. Really tasty. Oh, in the face. There goes my perfect. Knew that was a double press. Here we go. Missing that single hit thing is really doing me in. There we go. Guys, it's the final boss. Should we see if we can do him? Should we see if this is going to make our life happy? It's against two dudes. You get 10 health. So despite being like a classic Kung Fu villain face portrait on it, again, a bit of management. I suppose in a way, these train you. Oh. Not really taking this too seriously. I suppose in a way, these train you. Just go backwards and forwards. Ow. Oh, you don't want to do that. These train you to deal with those switcheroo dudes. Here we go, backwards and forwards. Oops. You can't do that blind. There we go. Who's next? Oh, my finger had come off the arrow key, gentlemen. I can only apologise. There we go. And that should technically be it. This is a bit of a bummer, really. I think it was a bit of a... Hey! Looks like it's made.
Congratulations! You've completed student mode. Thank you so much for playing. As you can tell, my brother and I aren't professionals, and we're not artists, but we're still extremely proud of what One Finger Death Punch has become. We're not known for making games that compete in any markets, and this is us trying something different. It's very exciting to see this weird two-button game come to life. My brother and I always say, if you can't do it better, do it different. So this is our shot at doing things different. I would like to take a moment to thank you so much for supporting indie games. It's because of people like you that strange two-button games can come to life. I know there aren't many hours in the day, and you'd probably have plenty of AAA games to play. So I'd like to thank you for making time to play some indie games. The amazing thing about indie games is that any idea, no matter how silly, can become a reality. There's no publisher to say you can't do something because it won't sell. There's no producer saying this idea has too small a market to make a profit. The joy of indie games is that you can do anything your heart desires. Give it a shot, put it out into the world, and see what happens. All of this wouldn't be possible if not for the gamer support and you guys supporting indie games. So thank you so much for helping our dream become a reality. So what's next? Well, why not try Master Mode? It's much faster, much harder, but I feel the game really shines at those higher speeds. I hope you enjoy the rest of One Finger Death Punch, and good luck with Master Mode.
Hey, so you got to pay the respects here for that dude. Thank you very much. I'm glad you made a personal message for me. And so there we go. We have now unlocked. If we go into levels, we got Master Mode, and then there's Grandmaster. Oh my god! So basically, it's the same deal when you go in. As you can see, it's just another great big map. Exactly the same. Same deal. We were just here and there, and now we're all the way back over here. So anyway, that's One Finger Death Punch. I think we get an extra skill slot. You do. We got an extra skill slot, so we can add in extra skills if you want to go back and do crazy master mode. So anyway, that was One Finger Death Punch. What a beautiful game it was. Really enjoyed playing it. And as I said, you can probably guess, cannot fucking wait for the sequel. So we'll leave it at that. Next time you see me, it's going to be One Finger Death Punch 2. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.